I'm very honored to be here. Before we get started tonight, I'd like to call Omar up. Omar, come on up for a second. This is Omar's first meeting with Wake Up Now, and I'll tell you, a couple of years ago, we did our first meeting in New York, and Zach and Sue were there, and Eddie, were you at that meeting? I don't think you were quite there yet. We had about, 25 people in that room. Last time we were in New York, we had 3,500 people at the Times Square Marriott Marquis. And I'll tell you what, it's not easy. It takes leadership to throw one of these meetings, and it takes massive action to put these together. And every meeting you do, you'll take a step forward and you get better at it. And I want to thank you for inviting me. Again. Appreciate all you do, man. Thank you, Jason. So before we get started, I'm going to talk to you today, and I'd like to talk to you about team building. Kirby and I just got done writing a book on team building, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the vision and the direction of where we're trying to take this company and how we're doing it. So before we get started, I'd like to call a couple people up here because what I do is build teams. Throughout my career, I've surrounded myself with the most talented people, people that have talents that I don't, people that know things that I don't, and people that really, as a team effort, we can take a massive step forward together. And we've got some pretty big firepower in this room tonight as far as Wake Up Now leadership goes. We've got some master trainers in the building. We've got some regional trainers in the building. And these are the people that have taken this company to the next step, and we're just getting started. So what I want them to do, and you've heard from these guys, but I want to invite a few of these guys up here because you'll probably never be in a room with all of these people together this small ever again. Most of the rooms we're in these days are thousands of people, and you got a really good opportunity to walk up to somebody and shake their hand and say, give me a piece of advice. How do you do this? Help me. And that's how you get places. So Jamal, Lou, Eddie T, Larry, you guys all come on up, Zach and Sue. Give them a hand. So what I'd like to do is Zach and Sue have been with us from the beginning. Like I told you, we were in a meeting in Philly and in New York, and we built this thing from the grassroots. And they believed in us when nobody else did. And from getting started in just a perseverance and a hard work, I want you to give everybody just one piece of advice they can take out of here tonight and apply.
Well, first piece of advice I say is be here a year from now. It's not always going to be easy, but you got to stick with it and be consistent with it. If you go hard for a week and then take a week off, that week is kind of useless. You got to stay with it and be consistent. It doesn't necessarily need to mean go hard and put in 40 hours a week on it. But if you only have 5 or 10 hours a week, be 100% during that time. Go hard during the time that you have. I'm sure a bunch of people here have jobs, other commitments. But stay with it consistent. The more consistent you do it, the better you're going to get at it, the better your results will be.
Okay. Larry has got to be one of the hardest working people I've met. He's incredibly bright and positive, and I'm a big believer about you put something out into the universe and you're going to get it back. And we often talk about him in the office because he's so incredibly positive and hardworking, and that's something that spills over and spills throughout the company. So what's one piece of advice you give people?
I've been in the industry for about 3 years now. Wake Up Now to be 1 full year, October 16th. One thing that I can say, I'm going to say 2 things. But the first thing is, because people always say, how much time is this going to require? And it's going to require as much time as you want back. If you want 3 years back, put 3 years in. If you want 5 years of your life back, put in 5. And another thing that kept me in there is you got to struggle to make a difference. When you struggle to make a difference, you'll never struggle to make $1. Because everybody in the world has information, but where's the life-changing information at? So I took this information serious. I was homeless 33 weeks ago. I had nothing. I started with 4 warrants. I was a lot in debt, thousands of dollars, and I'm clear now. Everything's good.
Susan's been a rock to our organization, and for those of you who know, that's Zach's better half.
Yeah, facts.
And it doesn't matter what needs to be done. When we started traveling and doing events, they jumped in and helped wherever need be, because that's what leaders do, right? So what's one piece of advice you give everybody?
The biggest thing for me grow as a person. You need to be willing to grow yourself, to learn, to be open to new ideas. Because the success in your business is only as good as much as you're growing yourself.